Mr. Winkle, are you on mute? We can't hear you.
Oh man, now I gotta do it again. Hey parents and students, so today we're going to talk about our expectations for video chatting. Things like Google Meet or Zoom. Basically these video calls that are becoming pretty common, even though most of us probably haven't used them before this spring. We're going to go over some expectations to help make sure that these meetings go as smooth as possible. So first things first, I think it's important to remember that this video chatting is something that's new for just about everybody. I know it can be frustrating, and the teachers and the staff are going to do their best to try to help make it as simple as possible, but even they have a pretty hard time sometimes, so just a little extra patience and understanding can go a long way as we're all trying to figure this out. But as we go into it, I'm going to be using the Zoom as an example, but our expectations should be pretty similar for all the different video chatting that we do. So hopefully, as we get into the meetings, you should be able to find the link either in like an email or maybe like an assignment in your Google Classroom to help make sure that you are getting sent into the right spot to get into that video chat. After you click on the link for Zoom, something like this will probably pop up. And then from there, we got a few really important things to look at before we jump right into that meeting. So before you jump into that Zoom meeting, make sure to check yourself and your surroundings to make sure that you're good to go. First things first, make sure your hair's okay, there's nothing on your face, but make sure you're wearing the right kind of clothes, right? This is your teacher and your friends. You want to make sure that you're wearing clothes that you'd be okay wearing to school. But pajamas are okay. We have pajama days, right? But also, kind of take a look in your camera. Make sure that there's nothing that you wouldn't want your friends or your teacher to see that's popping up in the background of your camera. And also, check to see what things you can hear that aren't coming from your computer. If there's dogs barking, or the TV's up really loud, or there's somebody talking on the phone real loud, it might be a good idea to ask them to, hey, can you go in the other room for a minute? I'm on a Zoom call. That way, it's not going to be distracting for your teacher or your friends. Winnie, be quiet. I'm going to get on a Zoom call. Also, where you're zooming from can be important too. It's important to be comfortable, but maybe not too comfortable. It's hard to get a lot of learning done when you're like laying down. It's usually best to try to sit up at a table or at least in a chair while you're on your Zoom meetings. And lastly, when other people are talking, it's generally just a good idea to keep yourself on mute. This way, if there is any background noise, people won't hear it. And if you need to say something or you're trying to get the teacher's attention, you can wave your hand in the camera, or if you click on this little participants section there'll be a button over here that says raise hand, and that will give your teacher a notification that you have something to say. Hopefully, if our Zoom meetings go well, maybe we could have some free time with our friends where we could all talk, but it can be distracting when two people are trying to talk at once because the camera and the computer speakers can't really handle it, and it just comes out like a jumbled mess. So hopefully with these tricks and expectations, we'll be able to be pros at Zoom in no time, and you guys can have some awesome Zoom meetings. Well, I'll see you on the internet.